be willing to have it so. Acceptance of what has happened is the first step to overcoming the consequences of any misfortune. The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes. The greatest use of a life is to spend it on something that will outlast it. In the dim background of mind, we know what we ought to be doing, but somehow we cannot start. We don't laugh because we are happy. We're happy because we laugh. Genius means little more than the faculty of perceiving in an unhabitual way. If you want a quality, act as if already had it. To be conscious means not simply to be, but to be reported, known, to have awareness of one's being added to that being. To be radical, an empiricism must neither admit into its construction any element that is not directly experienced, nor exclude from them any element that is directly experienced. Truth lives, in fact, for the most part on a credit system, where thoughts and beliefs pass, so long as nothing challenges them, just as banknotes pass so long as nobody refuses them. One hearty laugh together will bring enemies into a closer communion of heart than hours spent on both sides in inward wrestling with the mental demon of uncharitable feeling. The aim of a college education is to teach you to know a good man when you see one. Our errors are surely not such awfully solemn things in a world where we are so certain to incur them in spite of all our caution. A certain lightness of heart seems healthier than this excessive nervousness on their behalf. Those thoughts are truth which guide us to beneficial interaction with sensible particulars as they occur, whether they copy these in advance or not. Truth is what works. There must be something solemn, serious, and tender about any attitude which we denominate religious. If glad, it must not grin or snicker. If sad, it must not scream or curse. If any organism fails to fulfill its potentialities, it becomes sick. No matter how full a reservoir of maxims one may possess, and no matter how good one's sentiments may be, if one has not taken advantage of every concrete opportunity to act, one's character may remain entirely unaffected for the better. Pessimism leads to weakness, optimism to power. If you care enough for a result, you will most certainly attain it. To study the abnormal is the best way of understanding the normal. The I think, which Kant said must be able to accompany all objects, is the I breathe, which actually does accompany them. Knowledge about life is one thing. Effective occupation of a place in life, with its dynamic currents passing through your being, is another. The best argument I know for an immortal life is the existence of a man who deserves one. The ideas gained by men before they are 25 are practically the only ideas they shall have in their lives. metaphysics means nothing but an unusually obstinate effort to think clearly. Whenever you're in conflict with someone, there's one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. That factor is attitude. It is only by risking our passions from one art to another that we live at all, and often enough our faith beforehand in an uncertified result is the only thing that makes the result come true. When you have to make a choice and don't make it, that is in itself a choice. The history of philosophy is to great extent that of a certain clash of human temperaments. Common sense and a sense of humor are the same thing, moving at different speeds. A sense of humor is just common sense, dancing. Begin to be now what you will be hereafter. Our esteem for facts has not neutralized in us all religiousness. It is itself almost religious. Our scientific temper is devout. An act has no ethical quality whatever unless it be chosen out of several all equally possible. Nothing is so fatiguing as the eternal hanging of an uncompleted task. In business for yourself, not by yourself. The greatest weapon against distress is our ability to choose one thought over another. A normal waking consciousness, rational consciousness as we call it, is but one special type of consciousness, whilst all about it, parted from it by the filmiest of screens. There lie potential forms of consciousness entirely different. Human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Our faith is faith in someone else's faith, and in the greatest matters, this is most the case. It is well for the world, that is, in most of us, by the age of 30, the character has set like plaster and will never soften again. What every genuine philosopher, every genuine man in fact, craves most is praise through the philosophers generally call it recognition. Acceptance of what has happened is the first step to overcoming the consequences of any misfortune. It is wrong always, everywhere, and for everyone to believe anything upon insufficient evidence. There is but one cause of human failure, and that is man's lack of faith in his true self. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. A man has as many social selves as there are individuals who recognize him. To be a real philosopher, all that is necessary is to hate someone else's type of thinking. Compared to what we ought to be, we are half awake. Time itself comes in drops. Could the young but realize how soon they will become mere rocking bundles of habits, they would give more heed to their conduct while in the plastic state. Action may not bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Action seems to follow feeling, but really actions and feeling go together, and by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. Is life worth living? It all depends on the liver. I will act as if what I do makes a difference. Where quality is the thing sought after, the thing of supreme quality is cheap. Whatever the price, one has to pay for it.